Shalom, sister. Shalom. Koholo Yahweh. Bahashem HaMashiach. Bamalaki Yahushai. All praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, for blessing us with another Sabbath day. Lord willing, sisters are able to some rest and relax and just, meditate. Next week, for a lot of us, it's a busy week. We getting ready for Passover. Passover is Sunday, sundown. So we got a lot going on. I know, sisters, Jake, we last minute. So we making garments, we packing, we, cleaning, we doing a lot of stuff. So hopefully sisters are able to just relax, just take a deep breath, breathe in, breathe out, and say, I got this. Passover is almost here. Feast of Unleavened Bread is almost here. We're going to have fun through the Spirit, Lord willing, and, turn up, do some recipes, try new things, and just, Lord willing, have an overall good Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread. I don't want to rot this out. So all praises to the Most High for the Sabbath day to just relax before, we got to do what we got to do. All right. So I try to do a Passover video every year. So here we are with another Passover video. And these are just 5 tips to get ready for the Lord's Passover. And before I get into the 5 tips, we actually did a 4-part Passover call to help sisters prepare for the Passover. So Lord willing, sisters were able to get on those Zoom calls. The links are always in the bio on Instagram if I don't post it on YouTube, on the handmaids Yahweh Yahushai page. So on that IG page, we always post a sisters call so sisters can get on there and learn and build through the Spirit just to be better wives, mothers, sisters, etc. So we were doing a 4-part Passover call, and it was really nice through the Spirit. It was really, really nice, and it's like it's always a refresher. But one thing I do want to say when it comes to Passover, sisters, you have to actually, if you've been in the truth for a year, let's say you've been in the truth for 2 years, you've been in the truth for 3 years, remember, you have to study the precepts for the Passover. So nobody should be asking the same questions on a call or the same questions you got asked sisters that you asked this year. You shouldn't ask next year if we hear. You shouldn't ask those questions because you have to be studying to show yourself approved unto the Lord. So you should be studying so when sisters go to you, you know the answers. Well, how can I do this? Or how do I prepare the lamb? What precept is Passover? Or whatever the case may be, sisters should have those answers because you should be studying to show yourself approved unto the Lord. So I just wanted to bring that out. But yes, those calls are really nice through the Spirit. These were just some of the precepts from Passover Prep Part 1. And this was Passover Prep 2. We went into just preparing the lamb. Passover 1, Prep Part 1, we were just talking about the accounts. We just talked about a lot. This is Part 2. Part 3, I don't even remember what we all talked about. I just know it was so much. The calls were extra long. I think the calls are like almost 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours long. But they were really informative. And if sisters missed the calls, we do have Part 1, Part 3, and Part 4 in the link in the bio on the Handmaids page, Instagram page. All right, so let's just jump into it. 5 tips to get ready for the Lord's Passover. Okay, so this is imperative. All sisters should fast. Even if you can't do a 2-day fast, at least do a fast the week before Passover. The week before, or you can do it the week of. The week going into Passover. Just a deep self-examination and repenting for your sins and asking the Most High to have mercy on you and to forgive you, because we do a lot of things. Sometimes you think you're doing everything right, but it's a lot of things that we do wrong that we may not know. So it's always nice to ask sisters that you're close with, do you think that there's something that I need to work on? Sometimes we'll do an honesty hour, and in the honesty hour, we would have to be completely honest with each other to say what we think we need to work on, etc., this, that, and the third. And it's nice to have that because, sometimes you have to have other people to tell you what you need to do. And Even if you have to ask your husband, what do you think I need to do better this year? Or, what do you think I need to work on? It's always nice to take that open criticism and not be offended, and to take it and to really, examine yourself and then go over the precepts and then apply it so that you're no longer, struggling with whatever it is that you're struggling with. Okay. All right. So now let's go to number 2. Get the proper understanding and importance of Passover before you keep it. You don't want to just keep the Passover. You bought your dress. You got, the lamb. You got everything you decorated your house with Passover, but you really don't know why you're keeping the Passover. So if you don't know why you're keeping the Passover, you need to go ahead and ask your husband for a better understanding. Or like I said, we got the links to the calls where we went over everything. Brothers have videos of Passover preparation and getting ready for the Passover and understanding the Passover. So you just want to make sure that you have the proper understanding before you actually sit down and eat the Passover, and that you're not eating it unworthily. Okay. All right, number 3, removing all leaven from your home. All right, and that goes down to dog food, deodorant, toothpaste, yeast, baking soda. Oh, here's the leavening agents. We got cream of tartar, or some people say tartar. I don't know. We got sodium aluminum phosphate, monocalcium phosphate. The list goes on. We got a list of things, and these are just the leavening agents that I go by. These are the leavening agents that a lot of sisters go by. It's a lot of different leavening agents. You just want to make sure you do your research and that you make sure you're getting everything out your house. Make sure you're getting every single thing out of your house. Sometimes the cat litter has baking soda in it. So if you have cats, get rid of the cat litter and get some sand. I had to get some sand. And I could, just put a little bit of essential oils in there. Spray some Febreze, because the baking soda usually covers up the smell of the cat litter. But, you got to make things work. You can't have any leaven in the house. Okay, and let's clarify eggs. When we put eggs on here, it's because I personally don't use eggs, because eggs can tend to make things rise. I've never had a problem with making anything without eggs, and it still tasted good. It still held together. It was still fine. So, and I don't do any substitutes either, because I just don't really see the need to. But say you do want to make a side of eggs, and you want to make some unleavened bread, and you want to make some, you can make the eggs, but I personally don't like using eggs in my unleavened bread dishes. And let every man be persuaded in their own mind. So some sisters use eggs and some sisters don't. I'm just one of those sisters that just want to be extra careful. It's too much trying to figure out if the egg white's going to make it rise or the yolk. I don't have time for that. I just don't. And I did it before. It was previous Passovers where I did use eggs, but I don't know. I'm kind of content with the recipes that I've had and where I don't use eggs. So it's really up to sisters in your households and what your husband says. But to me, it's better to be safe than sorry. Okay, moving on. All right, so this was just Passover prep part 3. Some of the precepts we went over, the bitter herbs options, dandelion, lemongrass, horseradish, ginger root, milk thistle, parsley, arugula, watermelon radish, mint. And some of the Passover wine options is Manischewitz, Magen David, and this is one wine I like. That's from Israel. It's called Zamora. That's a really good wine too. Okay, so let's go back. All right, number 4, deep cleaning your home, behind the fridge, cabinets, etc. So kind of get behind them refrigerators raw. The crumbs is that, getting the couch, getting the sofa. Get everything. Look under the beds. You want to really do a spring cleaning going into Passover. So Lord willing, sisters are able to, take that leavening agent list, go through your cleaning products, go through your cat and dog food, go through what's in your cabinet, and just make sure you have all of those leavening agents out of your house. All right. This is like the true definition of spring cleaning. Getting ready for Passover. It's a new year, fresh start. So all praises to the Most High. All right, and number 5, we have apply Matthew 18 if you have a problem with someone operating in the spirit of forgiveness. So, typically, sisters, if you do have and I always say this, if you do have a problem with a sister, you should say it instantly. You talk to someone about it, say, hey, how should I go about it? But you should say it. You shouldn't let it linger on until Passover time comes. And then you hit the sister up, and it's going to be like, dang, make somebody feel bad, make you feel like maybe you was bearing a grudge because you waited so long. That's why it's always best to apply Matthew 18 when someone offends you. And you go to the sister, let her know how you feel. And then look, if she hear you, you gained a sister. If she don't, oh well, But just make sure that you're not dragging it out and you're not bringing any problems to Passover. You're not telling anybody about themselves on Passover, or you're not bringing your problems to Passover, whether it's your marital problems, the problems that you have with your sisters, problem that you're having with your children. To be honest, nobody wants to hear that on getting ready for the Passover weekend. It's about having a good time, eating the Passover in remembrance of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It's about being selfless and about putting away the things that you got going on in your own personal life. And you have to be considerate, as well towards sisters. Not, everybody, we're trying to get in the mood for Passover. You don't want to bring your problems or whatever you got going on into Passover. So that's just, something that we went over on a call as well, just having that Passover etiquette, making sure that you're, being mindful of your spirit during Passover. Mindful of how you treat sisters during Passover. You treat Israel during Passover, going into Passover, and, feast unleavened bread, etc. And at the Passover venue, if sisters are congregating at a venue, having that etiquette where, you're not recording sisters while they're eating their Passover, or you're not laughing and thinking it's a joke, and you spitting your food out in a napkin because it's too bitter, and you hiding it under the table, you put it in your purse, and now you going off because you're not keeping the commandments, because the Lord said you gotta eat what you gotta eat, and then whatever is left over, you have to burn. So don't do stuff thinking, don't go on a Passover thinking it's a joke and not being selfless and just thinking it's a party and a celebration. You really have to be spiritual, and you have to be mindful of everything that's going on. Be aware of everything that's going on around you, around your family, being aware of pretty much your surroundings, being aware of where you at spiritually, just focusing on what you need to work on, being selfless, and really focusing on Yahweh Shem Yahushai, making sure that, you just got your spirit right. And that's why we recommend sisters fasting before Passover. Even your children as well, making sure that they do a fast, because children be messed up too. My goodness, these kids is crazy. They need to do a fast too. You got to get your whole household together for Passover. Even, with the kids, telling them, hey, when it's time to go get all the leaven out the house, let them know, here's a list. Look at this list, and let them, pick out things too. Okay, look, this has baking soda, and we got to take this out, so they can get in the habit of doing that on their own as well. And, more help for you as well, for the women that do have children that can read. And while you eating the Passover, put them babies down. Put the baby down. If your baby can eat table food, go ahead and get a little portable chair. If you go into an actual Passover, bring your stroller, bring your car seat. I don't like when babies really sleep in car seats, or when they sleep in or eat in a car seat. So bring a stroller, okay, where you can push the back up. You can get a little portable infant booster seat like this. Although it's only 3 left at Owings Mills, you can find some online. You can get one of these, put them in there, get them that little mesh feeder right here, put a little bit of lamb in there, put a little bit of bitter herb in there, and put a little bit of unleavened bread. Now, a lot of unleavened bread recipes, and the unleavened recipe that I use, it does have honey in it. So you want to make sure that you don't want to give your baby any honey. I would just put like a little bit of bread in there as well, and just let them chew on that in a feeder. And whatever is left in there, take it out so it can be burnt with the rest of the fat and whatever else is not eaten in the bones. Because they say that babies younger than 1 year should not be given honey. And they said that it's pretty much, it will be like a food poisoning, like a bacteria, they say infant botulism. So, I wouldn't give them a full-blown piece of unleavened bread if it has honey in it. Maybe just like a little tiny bit in a little mesh feeder. Yeah, give it to them like that. If your baby got some teeth and they eating people food, so your baby is able to keep Passover as well. All praises to the Most High. I think this is it through the Spirit. I just wanted to do a quick little video for sisters. I know I haven't done a video in a month, but I always try to hop on there when it's reaching that deadline because, I don't know, y'all just be so busy. I'm just like over the top. Like, it's ridiculous. But all praises to the Most High because, I wouldn't have it no other way. All praises. So I'm not complaining at all. I'm just grateful to, get ready for another Passover. This will be my 10th Passover, Lord willing. I'm excited about it. I feel, I don't know how to really say how I feel about it. I think I just feel grateful. Honestly, I just feel grateful to be able to prepare for another Passover. Yes, we getting up there. I was telling sisters, I feel kind of old. I feel like I'm getting up there. But, I'm just grateful to prepare for another Passover. I'm grateful to see, WFI grow as a whole and sisters grow spiritually. And I'm grateful for Israel just, practicing rehearsing the righteous acts and, us just doing what we got to do to, get up out of this captivity. So, all praises to the Most High, sisters. Lord willing, y'all continue to endure through the Spirit, hold it down. Luke 22, this is one of my favorite chapters to read before Passover. So, Lord willing, sisters can read this account. It's a lot to meditate on. You want to be in the mind of where, think about being considerate and being selfless and thinking about the mind of Yahushua when he was our sacrificial lamb during Passover. So, Koholo Yahweh Shem Hamashiach wa Malak Yahushai. All praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai Wilanium. I pray sisters have a beautiful Passover prep week. And for all the sisters that kept Passover, Lord willing, you had a beautiful Passover. And if you're going into the Feast of Unleavened Bread, Lord willing, sisters are really striving for perfection, practicing recipes, doing what they need to do to perfect, their recipes for the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and just getting their body and their families ready and getting yourself ready for the Feast of Unleavened Bread and Passover. I love y'all. Shalom.